Ever wonder why the nicer you are to a woman, the less she seems interested? Here's the raw truth. Being a good man is attractive. Being a nice guy is not. And no, those are not the same thing. See, being nice often isn't genuine kindness. It's a performance, a way of acting that's secretly motivated by wanting her approval. And women have a built-in radar for this. Today, I'm breaking down 6 nice guy habits that might feel harmless, even chivalrous, but actually turn women off. And I'll show you what to do instead so you create real attraction. If you've ever left a date thinking, "But I was so polite. What went wrong?" This is going to sting, but it's the wake-up call you need. Let's start with the most obvious one. 1. Over-validating her. Compliments are great. They make people feel seen, appreciated, and attractive. But here's the problem. The more you repeat them, the less they mean. Imagine this. She walks in wearing a beautiful dress. You say, "Wow, you look amazing tonight." Perfect. But 10 minutes later, you tell her again. Then again after dessert. Then again as she's talking about her dog. At first, she smiles. By the 5th time, she's wondering if you have anything else to say to her besides, "You're pretty." Psychology explains this as diminishing returns. The more often you repeat a positive statement, the less emotional impact it has. And worse, it can signal insecurity, as if you're trying to convince her you like her rather than letting her feel it naturally. Give one well-timed, specific compliment that feels earned, then let it breathe. Think of it as planting a seed. The space you give it lets her imagination water it. If you overwater, you drown it. But what if you think, "Okay, I just won't say anything she disagrees with"? That's where habit number 2 destroys you. 2. Always agreeing with her. Some guys think that never disagreeing is the easy way to get along. But here's the thing. If you agree with everything she says, you erase all possibility of tension. And tension is the electricity that powers attraction. If she says, "This movie is the best thing ever," and you actually hated it, but you say, "Yeah, totally," you're not being agreeable, you're being forgettable. Women want to know you're your own man, that you have a backbone, that you're not just reflecting her opinions back to her like a mirror. In fact, psychology calls this authentic self-disclosure. Showing your real preferences builds trust and intrigue. It's not about being combative. You can disagree playfully without turning it into a debate. Really? That's your favorite? Okay, I'm going to need a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation to change my mind. But maybe you're not over-agreeing. Maybe your mistake is hiding your interest entirely. That's where habit number 3 creeps in. 3. Hiding that you're attracted to her. This is a huge, nice guy trap. Acting like you're completely neutral when inside you're interested. A lot of men think showing desire is wrong or too forward. Some are scared of being labeled creepy. Others just think playing it safe will somehow earn her affection. But here's the biological truth. Women want to feel desired by the men they're attracted to. Desire is not disrespect. The delivery is what matters. Flirting doesn't have to be sexual or crude. In fact, the best flirting plants an idea without saying it directly. Psychologists call this priming, introducing a subtle association that grows in the other person's mind. She says she's wearing her comfiest pajamas. You reply, "No way. Looks like we both went for the comfort over style rule tonight." That tiny "we" creates a playful togetherness in her mind. But even if you flirt right, there's another habit that can kill her attraction fast, because it makes you seem like you have no life. 4. Constantly checking in. At the start of dating, mystery is your ally. Space is what lets curiosity grow. A quick, "Hey, did you get home safe?" is thoughtful. But if you text, "What are you up to?" 6 times a day, you're telling her one thing. "I have nothing going on except you." That's a turnoff, because it shifts you from interesting man to dependent pen pal. Psychology calls this neediness perception. When your communication pattern signals that your emotional state depends on her immediate response. The fix? Keep your life full and your check-ins intentional. Ask about something specific she mentioned earlier. How did that big meeting go? Instead of fishing for constant conversation. But there's a deeper version of this, where instead of just checking in too much, you put her above you entirely. 5. Putting her on a pedestal. Treating a woman well is attractive. Treating her like she's the flawless queen of your universe is not. When you act like you can't believe she's giving you the time of day, you're broadcasting that you think she's better than you. And humans are wired to value things they have to earn. If you're already worshipping her, there's nothing left for her to win over. From an evolutionary standpoint, women are attracted to men who are selective, men who have standards and options. When you idolize her, you remove that dynamic entirely. Treat her as an equal, not a goddess. Show appreciation without self-deprecation. She should be trying to impress you too. And finally, there's one habit that seems like loyalty, but really screams desperation. 6. Being overly available. If she texts, "Wanna hang out," and you drop everything, canceling plans, ditching commitments, or always being on call, you're teaching her two things. You don't value your own time, and she doesn't need to value it either. Scarcity creates value. In dating, if you're always instantly available, you remove the excitement of anticipation. From a psychological perspective, this taps into the scarcity principle. People value what feels rare. When you maintain your own schedule and invite her into it, instead of abandoning it, you become more attractive, not less. The fix? Be glad to see her, but on terms that show you have a full, interesting life. That's the man she wants to be part of. So if you've been over-complimenting, over-agreeing, hiding your attraction, texting constantly, putting her on a pedestal, or being endlessly available, you're not too nice. You're just giving away your value before she's earned it. Pull back. Keep your life full. Show interest without worship. That's the sweet spot where attraction thrives. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button, drop a comment telling me which habit you've been guilty of, and subscribe so you don't miss my next video.